Welcome back to Amashiroi Recap. Today, I will recap Tsukamechi Moonlit Fantasy. The story begins with a student named Misumi Makoto. When he was at home, he suddenly met Tsukayomi. Makoto would be made a hero and handed over to the goddess in another world because his parents came from another world. They had made a contract with the goddess to be able to go to Japan. However, they have to offer something of value in return, so Makoto is sent to another world. Before leaving, Makoto was given power by Tsukayomi. When Makoto meets Goddess, she laughs at and insults Makoto's ugly face. So Makoto was thrown to the end of the world. But Makoto was given the power to communicate in the language of the monsters except for human speech. When Makoto falls from the sky, Tsukayomi appears. He explains that the previous world was violent. Because of that, his physical abilities and magic power were entangled by the heavy burden. After being released from the burden, he has powerful strength. Because the goddess has cancelled his role as a hero, Makoto can live his new life freely. Since Makoto fell to a plain, he walked towards a very high mountain. After 3 lonely days, Makoto met an orc race woman who was attacked by a monster. Makoto fought and managed to beat that monster with 1 kick, so that the woman even became afraid of Makoto. Her name was Emma of the Highland Orc race. Because Makoto had saved her, he was allowed to rest in the village. Not only that, Emma also taught Makoto about witchcraft. Makoto easily mastered this magic, and his attack power was very strong. Emma was sure that Makoto was already level 300, but it turned out that he was still level 1. Makoto wants to overcome their problems and heads to the Mountain of the Gods alone. Before that, Makoto practiced by changing his fire magic into arrows. However, he instead broke the seal of a high-level dragon named Shin. So that the battle occurred, Makoto attacked him with strong fire magic and managed to injure the dragon's body. But the dragon counterattacked with an illusion technique. Makoto is trapped in an illusion of memories with a woman named Heisukawa. Makoto also realized that it was all just an illusion, which made Makoto angry. But Shin was even interested in Makoto's memories and wanted to make a contract with him. After successfully carrying out a contract between Makoto, the dragon becomes a beautiful woman named Tomo. Tomoe invites Makoto into her demon space. The demon space was supposed to be empty but turned lush and vast after contracting with Makoto. Tomoe intends to create a mirage city with Makoto there. When all the residents were ready, Tomoe immediately brought them into the demon space. Because Makoto has helped them, they are willing to help build the city. Thus, Makoto becomes the ruler in the demon space. While preparing the land for their residents, they experienced a problem because there were hard trees that were difficult to cut down. Makoto uses the power given by God easily can cut down the tree using only a short sword. Suddenly Tomoe came carrying an elder dwarf weapon maker. It turned out that Tomoe saved him from being chased by a black spider monster. The monster barges into the demon's space. Tomoe will take care of the others so Makoto can drive away the spider monster. Makoto also fought her with various abilities that he had just mastered, but the monster can recover itself and even enjoy the pain, so she is a masochist. When Makoto was hit by an attack and seriously injured, he turned even more frightening. After launching a powerful spell, Makoto fainted. While the spider is still alive, and she even likes Makoto. Tomoe also offered her a contract to become Makoto's servant, so she could always be beside Makoto. The spider accepts it and turns it into a beautiful black-haired woman named Mio. Makoto, who was seriously injured, was immediately healed by Tomoe and Emma, so Makoto recovered without any scars. An elder dwarf named Baron wants to live in the demon space. Makoto, of course, allows it, but with the condition that he must help build the city and provide weapons. Then Makoto gave names to two beautiful maids, namely Tomoe and Mio. Apart from getting good names, they were also happy because their strength could increase. Then they are gathering of various kinds of monsters in front of Makoto, and they will all become Makoto's subordinates to build a mirage city there. After making their introductions, Makoto wanted to head to the nearest human city, but when he meets women, he runs away in fear when he sees Makoto. The other humans were also ready to fight and attack Makoto. Because in their eyes, Makoto looks like a very ferocious demon king. It is caused by Makoto's magic energy, which is too great, and his aura is terrible. Even though Makoto had suppressed his magic energy, it was still not enough, so he asked for equipment to suppress his magic energy. After learning human language and acquiring magic energy sucking equipment, Makoto, Tomoe, and Mio headed to the human city. When they got there, they headed to the Adventurers Guild. Immediately there was a stir because when registering, Tomoe was level 1320 and Mio was level 15-0. Meanwhile, Makoto was only level 1, so the other adventurers underestimated Makoto, even though he was the strongest there. While at the inn, Makoto realized that someone was watching him. Makoto also ordered Tomoe to look after the goods they brought, while Makoto and Mio went to look for food. Then Tomoe was surrounded by a group of criminals. Tomoe almost killed them because she didn't expect them to be so weak. Even so, Tomoe managed to complete her task and took one of them as a prisoner. On the other hand, Makoto meets a child at night. She is named Rinon. She asks Makoto for help in finding her missing older sister. Rinon also showed Makoto a sketch of her older sister's face, Toa. She is similar to Hasegawa, who was Makoto's friend in the previous world. After checking the criminal's memory, Makoto finds out Toa's whereabouts. Makoto became more serious and ordered Tomoe with Mio to save Toa.
生きているかわからないのに急ぐなんて。ミオ、頼むよ。またあの目。
They also find Toa in a building, but her condition is very worrying. Mio immediately healed her. It turns out that Toa was locked up by a criminal who claims to be a hero. He is the mastermind behind the problems they are experiencing. Because that person had insulted Makoto, Mio and Tomoe directed a massive attack at them. あんなレベル1の間抜け野郎によ。What they did was very excessive. They both still launched a lot of attacks. Even though the criminals have been defeated, they destroy the city. Meanwhile, Rinon and Toa met again and were very happy. But Makoto scolds Tomoe and Mio because they have destroyed the city. Together with the adventurers rescued by Makoto, they head to Tsige City. With Tomoe's power, she can manipulate the memory of adventurers. Now they think that a terrible monster has destroyed the city. Because the previous adventurer's card was destroyed, Makoto had to re-register. Makoto orders Tomoe to go on an adventure alone to increase her level. So Tomoe won't argue about her power with Mio if her strength increases. Meanwhile, Makoto and the others traveled to the city of Tsige. When they travel, they fight various monsters, but Mio and Makoto easily defeat them. So they get various kinds of very rare materials, namely Ruby Eye. Upon arriving at the town of Tsige, Makoto re-registered at the Adventurers Guild. Makoto was still at the bottom of the rankings while the other adventurers' levels increased rapidly. Then Makoto takes on an S-rank mission about the Rembrandt Commerce Company looking for Ruby Eyes. After that, they shared various materials obtained during the trip. Before parting ways, Makoto invited the adventurers to have dinner together. They all have fun there. After eating, Mio wants to give Makoto a night service because Tomoe is away, so Mio wants to make out with Makoto. The next day, Makoto and Mio returned to the demon space, and Makoto got clothing with very high physical and magical defense. But Makoto immediately destroyed the clothes because Makoto's magic energy was too powerful. Makoto stopped by the Rembrandt Commerce Company, whose owner was named Patrick Rembrandt. He needed a rare material for the Ambrosia healing potion to cure the level 8 cursed disease his family was experiencing. Makoto showed many ruby eyes, so they all got excited and wanted to make healing potions immediately. After that, Makoto also enrolled in the Merchant Guild and had to pass several exams before becoming a member of the Merchant Guild. The first exam was a written exam. It turned out that education in that world was very low. Even the exam questions were equivalent to elementary school questions. In a short time, Makoto managed to get a perfect score on the written exam. He also cleared the second exam by gathering some monster materials. When finished, he just needed to wait until tomorrow to get his membership card. On the other hand, Tomoe eradicated various giant monsters. She even brought crab monsters into the demon's space so Tomoe could eat them. When Tomoe had a problem, she immediately shouted for help from Makoto. It turns out it was just a trivial matter. Mio wants to watch the anime that is in Makoto's memory. Therefore, she wants Tomoe to show Makoto's memories she has copied. After that, they returned to the inn in town because there were only 2 beds. Tomoe and Mio tried to tempt Makoto to sleep together, but Makoto instead chose to sleep on the sofa.
この部屋、ベッド2つしかないんだけど。
どうぞお好きな方に。
ソファーで寝るよ。
Then Makoto and his friend Hazel, an alchemist, made a healing potion ambrosia. Making the drug was not as complicated as he thought, so Makoto paid close attention to it so he could make it himself later. After they successfully created the medicine, several unexpected problems arose because the curse became stronger and would fight back when given the medicine. Rembrandt could not provide the drug for his wife. That's why Makoto will handle it himself, but the condition experienced by Rembrandt's wife is terrible. He looks like a living corpse on a rampage. The only way to resolve the situation was to lock her in and apply the curse cure. That's how Makoto managed to heal his family Rembrandt. Mio and Tomo were waiting for Makoto's arrival. Suddenly someone attacked them. Mio and Tomo purposely got hit to show off their defense. The adventurer named Lime called for reinforcements, and Lime offered Mio, along with Tomo, to join them. Mio also accepted it in exchange for 10 gold pieces for not helping Tomo with Makoto, because Mio was ordered by Makoto so that Tomo could beat them all alone. Just as she was about to hit Lime, Tomo saw his memories of the orphanage. Makoto also interrogated him. It turned out that someone had used him to put a sleeping curse on the Rembrandt family. But the curse was not an ordinary curse, but a high-level curse. Knowing this, he regretted his actions and apologized to Rembrandt. After that, Tomo made Lime a spy so he could gather important information. Tomo also gave him money and an excellent katana. Every troop lost confidence. Troops want to avoid training against higher-ups because the forces are unequal. Besides that, they keep their strength secret from each other, especially in other races. To overcome this problem, Tomo holds a match represented by each race, so they could learn various techniques possessed by other races. Then there was a fierce battle between the 2 races. They fought it out until the opponent fell. However, Tomo was very disappointed with the result. What she wanted was a reliable, strong warrior, but their abilities still need to be revised to the standard desired by Tomo, and because of that, Tomo decided that all races should fight one-on-one with other races, and exchange information and strategies to become stronger. Then Makoto is asked by the Adventurers Guild to find a new adventurer to replace Lime. Makoto also chooses Toa and the others to be trained by Tomo, so they become great adventurers. Tomo notices that Toa is similar to Makoto's acquaintance from the previous world. So that Makoto's heart would not waver even more, Tomo decided to train them as soon as possible. Tomo also provides training and strategy and teamwork when fighting monsters. After that, Tomo asked them to destroy the monkey nest where there were 100 monkeys. At the same time, Tomo will be waiting for them at the Adventurers Guild.
てきましたよ。
In the end, they managed to destroy the monkey's nest in one day and were recognized by everyone as the best adventurers in Side City. When Makoto returns to the demon space, they celebrate the opening of Mirage City. He also had the opportunity to mingle with the residents. Their exercise had gone according to plan. Each troop has developed new techniques so that its combat power can increase. Makoto also received news that the town's construction in the demon space was progressing smoothly, so they can focus on building a business Makoto will carry out in the outside world. Then, when Tomo and Mio were relaxing, Makoto's presence suddenly disappeared. So they both panicked and went straight to Makoto. Meanwhile, Makoto was practicing archery, but because Makoto was doing his full concentration, his consciousness spread, and it is an incident when someone has died.
そうだけど、だからなんだよ。
なんだよではございません。若は何度も死んでいたのですぞ。
So Makoto continuously experienced life and death events, which increased his magic energy capacity. Tomo also said that Makoto's magic energy capacity is equivalent to a goddess's. It was because of that Tomo's demonic space expanded, which had the potential to spread even further. If left unchecked, the goddess who sent him will surely target him. Therefore, they must immediately find a way to reduce Makoto's power.
なんとも恐ろしいな。主と決めた御人が神に迫らんとする方だったとは。
A few days later, Makoto is in the mood to set up his shop, but instead, he is offered to stop by a brothel for fun. Tomo and Mio immediately took Makoto back to his room and forced Makoto to have lovemaking with them only.
さあ、
二人とも頭を冷やせ！
However, Makoto immediately ran away into the demon's space and got him stuck in a tree. The next day, Mio apologized for not being able to contain her passion. Makoto forgives her and invites Mio to the Tinnarak forest to collect ambrosia flowers. When they got there, they were instead followed by a female adventurer who had offered a night service to Makoto earlier. Makoto and Mio were making out together in the middle of the ambrosia flower, but they were suddenly disturbed by the forest ranger, so Mio wants to kill them. When the forest ranger attacks them, Makoto immediately moves away and avoids the attack. Makoto threw the adventurer into the demon space, and then Makoto gave his blood to Mio so she could calm down. Mio absorbs all the magic released by her opponents and manages to defeat them. Makoto explains that he won't be stealing the ambrosia flowers, but instead coming to the forest to negotiate with them. The forest ranger introduced themselves as Eris and Aqua. Then they escorted Makoto to meet the village head there. However, the village head's son, Aldono, even suspects Makoto. Not only that, but when meeting Eris and Aqua's teachers, he looked very suspicious.
俺はまた
32!
That's why Makoto asked Mio to watch over them. Mio confirmed that person had been possessed by something, while Aldono was cooperating with the demon race. There was a commotion when holding a welcoming party because the previous person had killed Aldono. It turned out that the mastermind was a lick monster. He immediately attacks Makoto with magic.
隣に闇を我が望むまで食らえ！もう一度お前に！
But Makoto devours all of Lick's magic energy and takes him to the demon's space for interrogation. It turned out that the Lick wanted to traverse another world by becoming the supreme race in that world, called the Grand Race. Tomo explained that the Grand Race was a term for someone who could traverse worlds, so the Lick had misunderstood that, and he had lost his purpose in life. There is a way to go to another world. However, that was impossible because the probability of living after going to another world is only 10%. The Lick was desperate, but Makoto wanted to make him his servant, so Makoto could learn magic from him. After they completed the contract, he became a handsome man with extensive knowledge of magic. He was given the name Shiki.
爆発！
申し訳ありません。
Then suddenly there was an explosion in the demon's space. That's why Tomo was injured and made herself unconscious. Makoto and Shiki immediately headed there. Mio's subordinates were seriously injured, but Shiki can still save his life. Makoto finds some mist connected to someone. When Makoto touched that smoke, he could see everything that had happened. It turned out that a woman brought to Mirage City was the cause. They were oppressing the orc race and trying to steal precious weapons made by elder dwarfs. An orc with little Tama wanted to take it back because it was dangerous, but the woman instead threw a ring containing Makoto's magic energy, causing a big explosion. That explosion killed them. However, the adventurers managed to survive thanks to the luck of the goddess. Knowing that they committed an unforgivable crime makes Makoto very angry. He was disgusted with himself for trying to blend in with the humans of that world. From the bottom of his heart, Makoto wished to kill them all.
お前たちを殺しておくべきだったと。
Makoto approached the woman with a terrible look and avenged her by killing her. For the first time, Makoto killed a human of his free will. The next day, Makoto and the others held a funeral ceremony to honor the victims and mourn the events. At that moment, Makoto realized his mistake. He thought this incident could happen because of his naive nature. Makoto wants to find information to understand that world and heads to the education town with Shiki. While heading there, the goddess suddenly transfers Makoto to the battlefield between the human and demon armies.
見つけた。
Makoto is involved in war and will fight Sophia Bulgar, the Dragon Slayer. Meanwhile, beside her is Mitsurugi. Possibly he is the dragon who became Sophia's servant. They both are on the demon's side, because they think Makoto is the emissary of the goddess, so they attack Makoto. Makoto tries to explain that he is not on the side of the humans, so they have no reason to fight, but they don't believe his words. Makoto has no choice but to unleash his full power. He deploys a fire attack that can destroy the enemy's defenses in one strike. After issuing a fire attack, Makoto followed it up with a water attack. But Makoto needed more than those two attacks to defeat them. Sophia approaches him for a counterattack, but Makoto destroys Sophia's weapon. Then they move Makoto into the sky to drop him from a great height. That triggers Makoto to issue a lethal attack that causes excellent devastation. The attack resulted in heavy casualties from the human and demon armies. Sophia and Mitsurugi were still alive, but Mitsurugi lost one of his legs, while Makoto immediately returned to the demon space after launching the attack. Tomo and Mio instantly healed Makoto's wounds. After that, Makoto met with Tomo Branch, which was born from Makoto's magic energy with Tomo. She was given the name Kamo. Then they also lived a peaceful life and opened a shop in the city of Tsaige. Then two heroes came from another world. They were emissaries from the goddess. At the same time, Makoto is considered the third hero of the Crimson Demon. And that is the end of the video. Remember to subscribe and like this video, so see you in the next video.